Hi, this is a Captain Meat Adventures special. We have decided to play the whole of Donno047 live here tonight by the power of some sort of weird computer thing. I hope you enjoy the performance. Sorry for my finger.
By Paul Donaldson. Asset Donno047 Outbreak Copyright. By Paul Donaldson. 2014. Copyright Paul Donaldson First Edition 2014. Mission Day 1 Beep Beep Beep. Donaldson. Thought, which fucking hellhole or rat fuck situation would the motherfucking man want me to go to sort out, liquidate or make disappear? Getting up was not Donaldson best time of the day, but Saturday morning, the morning after an evening of Polish beer. Donaldson picked up the handset, just an everyday regular phone handset, but after pushing the keys in randomly organized way, the handset opened up an irregular menu than the one featured on that particular handset. It simply said, Asset Donno047, latest parcel, and displayed a photo of a 50-something with his details and his movements next week. Speech generated using Speechy, by 12 Stars Software. Parcel to be offline next Friday at 9:30. The man. This is not the normal target that Donaldson would have shut down, but hell, what is a guy to do when the man sets the order? The handset resetted back to everyday Joe stock operating system. Mission Day 2 Morris was the name of the parcel, and Morris worked for the Platinum organization. After doing a bit of checking on the net, Platinum had an office located on Derby Road. Donaldson did the usual and investigated the organization. Donaldson thought it was strange to have a faulty parcel in Liverpool, but then again, in our business, expect the unexpected. There was not much information on the web about our friends at Platinum, which was unusual in this day and age, but what the hell? Donaldson thought to himself, I will investigate this Platinum on Monday. Donaldson would then check out Morris Place to get a feel for the guy. Beep beep beep. Strange contact from the man, again. The message read, Asset Donno047. Power down should be malfunction, not natural usage at 9:30. What the fuck, there is not enough time for this type of action. Donaldson thought. Power down generally meant natural causes such as heart attack or death during sleep. Malfunction meant messy death like car crash or hit and run. Where the fuck am I going to get a clean car from and plan the route that Morris takes from his house in Bootle to Derby Road? This time frame did not give much scope for this type of action, as no planning time. This type of action generally took weeks of planning to look natural. Another thing, WTF is a rogue organization and parcel living in Bootle. Mission Day 3 Goston's Buildings is an unassuming building in the centre of Liverpool that had recently had a facelift. Donaldson's cover was he ran a small sales business out of there, selling advertising space on calendars for charities. Times were tough, as no one Donaldson rang ever wanted to buy any space on these fucking calendars. Ping. The lift doors opened and Donaldson strolled down the hallway to his office, pulled his keys out from his pocket for the office and unlocked the door. Buzz, buzz, buzz went the alarm as it wanted to have the 4 digits required to deactivate the alarm. Donaldson pushed on the keypad and the buzzing stopped. Donaldson got his handset out of his pocket and began to push another random amount of number of keys on the keypad. The phone displayed the message, open for business, and Donaldson was ready for action. Donaldson switched the laptop on that was in the desk. Once the computer fired up, Donaldson followed the pattern of pushing random keys on the handset, then on the laptop. The laptop screen went blank and flickered back to life and then displayed a MI8 logo. The computer then displayed a number of options that Donaldson could pick from. Donaldson picked repair kit option, and from behind him Donaldson heard a beeping noise in the background. Donaldson then picked the option allowance and typed in 250,000 in and clicked OK. Allowance activated. Donaldson though, that should give me enough cash to get the job done. Donaldson walked over to the filing cabinet and opened it. Inside the cabinet drawer, Donaldson pulled out a file that had plastic wallets in it. He opened the file and in one of the wallets was a credit card-sized piece of plastic. Donaldson pulled it out of the wallet, walked over towards the fridge and swiped the card against the side of the fridge, which made a beep. Donaldson grabbed the handle and the fingerprint reader glowed green and the fridge opened. Inside the fridge there was a collection of gadgets, gizmos, files containing documentation, passports and currency. There were handguns and a number of semi-automatic machine guns and explosive devices. The fridge also housed bugging equipment, night vision goggles and other surveillance equipment. Donaldson took what he needed, some cash and a CZUPOZ 9mm handgun. Donaldson packed up his equipment in a backpack, shut down the equipment in his office and locked up and made his way out of Gostin's. Donaldson made his way to local supermarket which was few doors down from Gostin's buildings and used the cash point to check his balance. Speech generated using Speechy by 12 Star Software. Donaldson inserted the card and inputted his PIN number. Donaldson balance stated that he had £250,000 to fund the mission. This was the balance that Donaldson organized on his computer, his own personal bank. Donaldson needed to sort out a car to undertake his power down, which meant buying second-hand car from across the country. Donaldson went to a local burger joint on Church Street to access their Wi-Fi. This method reduced the chances of linking the car to an IP address that could be linked to a house address or name. Once again the handset came out and Donaldson picked an app on his phone and clicked shut down. This app had the power to shut down all the CCTV equipment in the burger joint, as doing this reduced the chances of anyone linking the car to the buyer. It amazes what the boys at HQ can come up with these days. This app had something to do with microwaves, Wi-Fi and other technical jargon. Sometimes Donaldson wished he had listened to their explanations, but what the hell? Donaldson pulled his tablet out and began searching suitable cars on a second-hand car website. For his type of job the car had to be big and powerful, and it was generally felt that something big, fast and German are best of this type of work. Donaldson thought to himself, what the hell, let's go for a top of the range for this job and try and get one with all whistle and bells on it. Donaldson found the one he thought would be good for the job, a 2013 model for £35,000 in Manchester. It was fully loaded and Donaldson threw, after a couple of enhancements, it will be the business. Mission day 4. In the end Donaldson paid £30,000 in cash for the car, and it had every possible electrical gadget you could possibly imagine. The gadgets included front and back video cameras with night vision, which was a useful addition. The electric seats had massage equipment in them with many settings, which made Donaldson think, I wish could keep this one, as there were many massage settings which did his back the world of good. This was down to the action that his back had seen over the years. Donaldson thought time to make some mission enhancements to the car. Donaldson drove the car to his lockup in Waterloo, where he began to make the enhancements to the car. Donaldson injected a red gel into the tires that would stop them deflating even when shot or if the tire had burst. Donaldson also completed enhancements to the engine to keep it running and keep it fast. Donaldson added extra interior padding and bulletproofing to the whole of the interior of the car. Donaldson pulled a white aerosol out of his kit and shook it and began to spray the windows. The spray was white, but as it dried, the solution he sprayed began to go clear. This was new and was designed to make the windows bulletproof. Donaldson picked up his handgun and pointed it at the car's window and pulled the trigger. The bullet left the chamber and hit the windscreen. The bullet rebounded off the windscreen, and needless to say, the windscreen did not shatter. Donaldson changed the number plate that he had made up. Donaldson went on his laptop and hacked into the DVLA database and updated the DVLA records. This made the car clean and ready for the job. Donaldson thought that it was time to check the location and the target out, so he took the car for a spin and drove to the Platinum offices on Derby Road. Donaldson was suited and booted and got into his character of Martin Jones. Martin Jones had been invited for an interview, but he had made a mistake with the address. Jones would walk into Platinum offices claiming he had come for an interview at 3 p.m. for a role of an office manager. This would give Donaldson the opportunity to check out Platinum's security arrangements and a quick look around the reception area. Donaldson parked the car around the corner from the estate that housed Platinum's offices. He took the short walk up to the offices, as doing this stop attention being focused on the car that Donaldson drove. As Donaldson walked up to the buildings, he noticed that there was a hell of a lot of CCTV around the buildings and all the windows were blacked out. Speech generated using Speechy by 12 Star Software. Donaldson walked towards the offices, proceeded to the foyer of the building, tried the main door, it was locked. There was a swipe card that must be accessed to gain entrance and it had a button on it. Donaldson pushed the button and he noticed that a number of cameras changed direction and pointed in Donaldson's direction. Donaldson checked out the system and though a piece of cake to bypass that system if he wanted to bypass it. It was a bit strange that there was not answered and there was one sitting at the reception desk, so Donaldson banged on the door without success. Donaldson walked away and said to himself, I don't like this, maybe I need to investigate it further. In the estate there were several empty units available for rent and he thought to himself, this could be an excellent way of investigate Platinum. If I rent out one of the empty offices, I will come back later. Donaldson drove back to the Goston's office and changed his clothes, picked some ID out of his filing and drove back to the estate. Donaldson parked the car in a car park space so its camera could record the coming and goings of Platinum office. This information was being sent back to his office laptop. Donaldson went into the building owner's offices and walked up to the reception and asked if he could speak to someone about renting a vacant office. The receptionist called for the building's manager and Donaldson began the elaborate tale of how he was expanding his business and how this site would fit the needs of his business. The building manager explained the process, rates and all relevant information required to rent one of the empty units. Donaldson felt this was okay and asked if he could check out some of the empty offices, explaining he would like one facing where he could see the car park for when deliveries and visitors were expected. More importantly, face Platinum offices. Buildings manager had left Donaldson alone to check the space out, which gave Donaldson time to set up surveillance equipment in the office window. The surveillance equipment was disguised as a box file that Donaldson had left there. The surveillance equipment was 4G and had a charge for 48 hours. This recorded the comings and goings and, more importantly, the methods of getting on out. This would be useful for Donaldson to establish routine and exit strategy for the power down. Mission Day 5. Morris was 55, had a grey beard, glasses and you average-sized 50-something officer worker. He wore it lots of brown and beiges and lives an unremarkable life. He read the broadsheets and drove a 14-plate family car. He was living in a rather large house on Knowsley Road and left the house at the same time every morning. Donaldson knew this as he had been monitoring Morris' movements in a number of ways. A tracker had been put on his car that recorded his movements and Donaldson had fitted similar surveillance equipment to the top of the bus stop that was across the road. Again, all the data from the equipment was being picked up the laptop back at Donaldson office. Donaldson had spent a few hours reviewing the footage and data on Morris and he felt that it seemed an easy action, but too easy in a way. Morris seemed to do normal things with no deviation from the plan. Donaldson made notes on Morris. Donaldson felt the footage of Platinum was much more interesting as there were lots of coming and going and all through the night. Throughout the night, 7 black vans pulled up, all delivered 4 large black canisters and wheeled them into the Platinum offices. Donaldson thought to himself, why were they doing that and what was in them? Donaldson also thought, I would kind of like to know what this Platinum did. Mission Day 6. Morris' car pulled away and Morris made his way to work. As per usual at 7:30 a.m. Donaldson was standing at the bus stop and after the car was nowhere to be seen, Donaldson made his way to number 122 Knowsley Road and banged on the door. The door was not answered, so this gave Donaldson the green light to go in and investigate who this Morris was and what he was involved in. Donaldson went around the back of the properties and climbed over the gates that the council had erected. Speech generated using Speechy by 12 Stars Software. Donaldson walked down the back alley and found the back door of 122 and climbed over the wall and made his way to the back door. Donaldson removed the wallet from his pocket and removed a small device for unlocking doors. Donaldson unlocked the door, opened the door and entered. Donaldson walked into the kitchen, a kitchen with no kitchen equipment, no kettle, fridge or cupboards, nothing. How does this guy live? Donaldson thought. Donaldson walked into what he thought was the dining room, but once again there was no furniture in there, only a cabinet with some cash, keys and a pass for platinum. Donaldson thought, jackpot. Donaldson looked at his watch and though 3 hours before Morris returned for dinner. This would give him enough time to copy the pass and give him the opportunity to get a look inside platinum. Donaldson made his way upstairs and in the first bedroom this blew Donaldson mind and he thought, shit. In the bedroom was a bed and dressing table and on the dressing table was 2 dummies' heads on the table. One of the dummies had a wig and beard on it and the other one with nothing on it. Attached to the dressing table was a mirror and there was a large picture of Morris stuck on the mirror. There were 5 beige suits hanging up which Morris always seemed to wear. What had the man got Donaldson mixed up in? Donaldson though, I need to find out more about this Morris. Donaldson decided that he needed to find out the identity of this person playing Morris. Donaldson left a small pen-sized 4G camera in the bedroom as this would hopefully record who this guy who was playing and Donaldson could try and find his identity out. Donaldson made his way down and left 2 more similar devices in the living room and kitchen. Donaldson noticed that this was a phone in the living space and he picked up the phone and rang his number. Donaldson pressed another app on his phone that traced and cloning the phone line. This gave Donaldson the facility to listen to and made call from that phone which gave him the chance to find out what was going on if the phone was used. Donaldson dusted down the property and left the property and returned to his car and drove back to the Goston's office to clone the card he picked up. Donaldson got back to the Goston's office and powered up the card reader and card making equipment. This equipment read the information on electronic passes and this information from Morris card would be used to create a new pass. Donaldson went to work on copying the card and updated the details onto the new card. Donaldson thought, now to get the card back to the Morris house. After the card was cloned, Donaldson left for Morris house and returned the card. Donaldson sat in his office. A small beep went off on the laptop as the surveillance equipment in Morris house had activated as they had a motion sensor on them. The cameras showed Morris going upstairs and walked in the bedroom. Morris sat down at the dressing table, took the wig and beard off that revealed a much younger man and stood up and took his clothes off. Under Morris' clothes there was a fat suit and under this the man has an athletic body. He got changed and went downstairs and he made a phone call. Checkpoint. They're out of control. We may need to neutralize if this gets out of hand in there. You're using Speechy free. Once in a while you need to watch an ad to continue listening to books. You can also buy the paid version which is free of advertisement.
My equipment has had a malfunction. I shall post the rest later.